So good morning, manifestors. Happy Saturday. Today's video is going to be about discrimination and manifesting. I want to talk about how discrimination can mess up your ability to manifest, whether you're on the receiving end or whether you're doing it unconsciously. Either way, there are ways that it can mess up your ability to manifest what you desire, and also want to go over what to do to prevent that. So, what is discrimination? Discrimination means the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of ethnicity, age, sex, or disability. That's what came up when I Googled it. Um, I'm in real estate. We have to go by the Fair Housing Act, which has different categories for discrimination that are illegal. So it basically, when it comes to housing, we can't discriminate by race, color, national origin, religion, sex, including gender identity and sexual orientation, familial status, and disability. So, why do societies need to make laws to prevent people from being discriminatory? Because left to their own devices, people will discriminate. It's kind of, we do it automatically. So, we need to create laws to prevent that. So, why does this cause problems for people in manifesting? I'm about to get into that. So, depending on how you were brought up, you learn to categorize the other people around you and yourself according to whatever social hierarchies were in place in the society that you're living in. So, hierarchies are useful for your kind of like your automatic judgments, your animal brain. The animal brain is designed to keep you safe and to make sure that you survive long enough to reproduce. Um, so it's designed to make quick judgments so that you can keep yourself safe from danger. But I think everyone can also see the kind of damage that can be done in a society when we are running our lives off of these quick snap judgments of stereotypes and discriminatory categories. I think it's very, in any society, wherever you live, I think you can see the effects of that and like how that has caused damage to certain groups of people and really caused damage to the society as a whole. So the reason for that is because these kind of hierarchies and how you try to categorize the value of a human being based on a hierarchy, it really has no place in spiritual reality. It has no place in the really human consciousness. In spiritual reality, every human being has the same direct access to God. Every human being has the same possibility of connection to God. There is no difference between you and like the guy down the street and the person living in another country. There's just no difference. There's no need for a hierarchy. There's no need for an intermediary between you and the divine creative power of the universe. Even like some religions will say that there is like the Son of God is the intermediary between God and man, and that may be true, but also it's like the Christ consciousness is within you. So there is like really it's you and God, and that's the only hierarchy. Like there's nobody else is going to go in between there. So it's really you and God. Anything that anyone else can have and can do, you can also do. So because of this being spiritual reality, that is why now in societies we have laws against discrimination. We have laws against treating people unequally because of the realization that in spiritual reality we are all equal. So there are two ways that discrimination can mess you up, whether you are on the receiving end of it or whether you are on the giving end of it. So I'm going to get into both of those. I'm going to start with if you are like finding yourself on the receiving end of discrimination. So if you were born into a society and you are on the lower rungs of that social ladder, then what happens is that day after day, you get images put in front of your face by the people who have more power than you, who want to keep you down. And these images are always showing like somebody else is in a higher position and you're in a lower position. And you're always seeing like yourself reflected in a bad light, in a negative light. You might be seeing images of people who look like you as criminals and or like as just lower position of work. and somebody else is in the ruling class where they have the power and they have the freedom, and like everybody wants to marry them. Like it's just something that happens when you are born into a society where you are on like kind of like the lower side of the social hierarchy. So what happens over time, and this doesn't happen to everyone, a lot of people, because the idea of equality is divine and is the truth of spiritual reality, a lot of people like are not held back by that, and a lot of people manage to like make their life for themselves and just disregard the discrimination and disregard the inequality, just disregard all the messages and the images that keep coming at you day after day after day. And that's where we want to be. We want to be in the place where we can disregard that. um, but what can happen is that you can fall into a state of mind where you see yourself as like an ordinary person or as like a lower kind of person. You see yourself as someone who's not meant for great things. You see yourself as someone who should be satisfied with just the little amount that society has told you that you can have. And if within your heart and soul you really are satisfied with just like making the life for your own family, and if that's really what you want, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If that you can live a super happy life, um, with very modest situations where nobody might ever know your name, but you loved and you were loved and you did everything you could, you did everything you were supposed to be, you could live a great life. But let's say that that was not the case. Let's say that you do want something more. And if you want something more, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's individual, it's based on you. Um, but if you want to like rise higher than the position that you were kind of slotted into, then a lot of things are going to come against you because you will see all these images showing that this is for other people and it's not for you. And those are things that you have to fight. Like you really have to renew your mind. You have to start to make new, like draw new neural pathways in your brain, make new connections, affirm your own divinity, your own unique connection to God and your equality with everyone. There are some affirmations that you can say, like whatever another person can do, I can also do. If I can see it, if I can believe it, I can achieve it. All things are possible with God. God does not show favoritism. He's not a respecter of persons. Those are affirmations. You can write your affirmations. I can achieve anything that any other person can achieve. I can achieve anything that the people on top of my society can achieve. Um, how I was born is no barrier to me. Things like that. You want to find images of people who have the same like category as you and who are still out there and like achieving everything you want and getting everything that you want to have. Um, if you can't find them, if like those don't exist, you can draw them. Like if you can draw like a stick figure drawing with a crayon like a 5 year old, do it. Like a 5 year old's crayon drawing, it could be more powerful than a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign, especially if you put that crayon in your own hand and you drew that picture yourself and you put it in front of your face. Just the act of putting the pen to paper can be almost your revolution, really. I don't want to like underestimate the amount of power that is in creative acts. That is why I've been involved with like Life Force Arts Foundation. This is why like I've just there's so much power in creativity because your creation ability, when you can put pen to paper and draw a picture, and then you can wake up one morning living in that picture. I've seen it time and time again. I've done it time and time again. It's so important. So important um, to just be able to, even like in your mind, you have an idea of what a better world could be, to then take that next step and like put pen to paper. You can write it, you can draw it, you can sing it, you can dance it, you can just make something creative, do something creative that paints the kind of picture that you are desiring to manifest. And keep doing it, keep creating visions that keep creating images and mental images that put you at the center of your own dreams, goals, and desires because you're given that ability. And we're not encouraged to use that ability, but you were given that ability for a reason, and there is no reason to let that lie dormant. There's no reason to not tap into everything that's available to you. Um, so, in addition to creating images for yourself, the other thing that you're going to want to do is to just like stop consuming the images that other people put out there that were designed to make you feel bad about yourself. Like, if you're watching TV shows that show like people from your background or from your kind of people always in a bad light, just stop watching them. Watch something else. Watch like there are so many content creators out there now. Like you can find anything that you want to see. Like you can find positive representations everywhere. Um, and if you really can't find any, like you're gonna have you'll be limited to what you can create with your own two hands, but that is still gonna be enough. That will be enough. Um, so really, just take your attention away from the creations of people who are against you. Put your attention into the creations of those who are on your side. Put your attention towards things that are for you. So that's what I have for you. If you are in a category where you're discriminated against and how you can begin to break out of it, and you're really what this is breaking your mind out of those shackles. When you break your mind out of the shackles, like it's automatic that you'll be able to break your body out too and your life. But if you can't break your mind out, then all the time you're going to see what you see in front of you is going to be limited. So the affirmations, the artwork, the creativity, and just the closing off, the refusing to participate or just choosing not to participate in the negative images that are created and placed around you. And when you choose not to participate in other people's negative images and choose to participate in your own positive ones, it will make a huge difference in your life, a huge difference. Like I was a couple months ago was drawing pictures, and I just kept drawing over and over again, like fat girls falling in love, and it's crazy because I have more love than I can handle right now. It's just there. It's like I have to like I almost have to figure. I'm like, how can I like even let all this in? There's like so much love out there. So it really makes a difference. It really works. Now, if you are the one who has been doing the discriminating, and I'm sure that you're like, no, like, of course, like, I don't discriminate, I'm a good person, you probably don't discriminate, but your brain and your mind might be doing it unconsciously. Everybody has experienced when you're walking down the sidewalk in the city, you're coming across other people, and your brain will almost automatically like size them up and be like, oh, like, can I take that person in a fight? Like, am I dressed better than that person? Do I look better than that person? Is that person richer than me? Is that person a higher position in society than me? Do I need to respect that person? Can I get away with disrespecting that person? Your mind does this all automatically by default. And so from there, if you are like living your life by default, if you're feeling like you are like kind of like just the best person out there, like it's really a short leap from there to like I deserve to have better things than other people. And I'm not saying that you should limit yourself in terms of what you can have, but what I'm saying is that like when you feel like you're better than someone else, it's also an easy leap to say like if you see an opportunity to like play the game unfairly and get that advantage that you know that that less powerful person can't have, um, like if you know that you're going to get that promotion like over that other person because of the like social category that you've been placed in. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do everything you can do to get the promotion, but like for example, like let's say you decide to start a business and you're going to be like preying on people who don't have any other choice. Like there was that guy who had like jacked up the prices of insulin and other pharmaceuticals just because he could. Like that kind of thing. Like it is an easy temptation for anyone. Like once you get in like positions of higher power, it is an easy temptation to do things like that and to take from other people just because you can. It is an easy temptation to fall into. Um, and the principle that this goes against is in the Science of Getting Rich, Chapter 5. Um, it says, intelligent substance will make things for you, but it will not take things away from someone else and give them to you. So, this is why, for example, in the Ten Commandments, says you should not covet your neighbor's house, because when you think about it, if what's available to you is infinite, you have the infinite capability of the universe available to you. So why are you looking at your neighbor's house and being like, I want that house and I want to get them out of there? Like, why are you doing that? Um, the better thing to do is to say, I want that house or something better. Better thing to do is to like write down all the characteristics of that house that you want, and like say I want a house that has like on the corner with a big lot, big yard, like whatever it is about that house. Like I want a pool in the backyard, whatever it is. Like just write down all the characteristics of that house that you want, and say I would like this or something better, and the universe will show you like how to get the perfect one that's even more than what you were asking or thinking about. And it might be your neighbor's house. Your neighbor might put that house up for sale and you might be able to get it, but you're not limiting yourself to that. You don't have to limit yourself to wanting the thing that someone else already has. Like if you like someone and they are like married to someone else, like you don't have to limit yourself to that person. Like you can say, this is what I like about that person. I like that they are kind. I like that they're funny. I like that they pay attention to me. I want this and something better and someone who's available to me. Like you can do that. And who knows? I mean, that person might come available to you, they might not, but someone better is going to come available to you. You have that power. You don't have to fight for just what you see in front of your eyes when what's available to you that you can't see is already infinite. Um, Something that you haven't seen could come into your reality and be so much better than what you have seen. Um, you don't have to fight for an existing amount of market share for your business when you can like meditate and get an idea from God that will blow your existing industry out of the water. So if you've come into this game with some amount of wealth and power already, you don't have to spend your life just fighting for it, just kicking all the other people away from your table. God can show you, when the universe can show you how to get rich in the way that makes other people richer, not poorer. You can give money away and receive back even more. Like the Bible verse says, one gives freely, yet grows all the richer, another withholds unduly but comes to poverty. So open your mind to like, there's so much more available to you. You could be like the billionaire, like you could be, what's this, like the guy who flew the rocket to the, I don't even remember. You could be that guy and like, there's still so much more that's available to you. You could give away everything that you have and the universe will just keep giving you more and more and more. Open your mind to that. Open your mind to God. You'll begin to see a way where you can have more than what you thought was possible, and you can get it by uplifting other people instead of exploiting them. You do not have to exploit people. You don't have to like just suck out and extract everything from people who are already there. You can get infinite from the universe, and when you see how good it feels to manifest and live like that, you will never want to go back to like taking from someone else. So that is what I have for you today. Whether you have been discriminated against or whether you have had the power and almost been discriminating against other people, you don't have to do any of that because what is available to you is infinite and is here for you. So take that, manifest that, like, and put it into practice. And I want to hear how you did. So happy manifesting, happy Saturday, and hope you have a great time.